What's up, guys? It's Coach Drew, and I'm going to give you guys 3 unstoppable mid-range moves today. And so the big thing is, I know a lot of people when they hear mid-range, they kind of frown because of the analytic era that we're in. But if you look back at the history of the NBA and you look at the champions, the team that actually won the NBA title, and you look at their best player, most of them dominated from the mid-range or mid-post. You had Michael Jordan in the 90s. You had Hakeem Olajuwon dominating from the mid-range and mid-post. Then you went to guys like Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan and now Kawhi Leonard, all dominating from the mid-post. And while there's examples of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson who did win championships behind the three-point line, it's just as of recently, and the reason that they won those is because that was their greatest strength. And so what I believe is, while you shouldn't try to go to mid-range moves, there's going to be times where the defense runs you off the three-point line, takes away kind of a drive downhill, and the best shot available is going to be a great uncontested mid-range shot. You don't want to find yourself shooting high volume of them. You don't want to find yourself shooting them early in the shot clock, and you also don't want to find yourself shooting a ton of contested ones. But if you can get uncontested, good looks, they're normally great shots. So let's practice them so that ultimately we make them so that those analytic people, aren't on our heads about shooting them over and over again. So the first one we have is just a simple stop. And the reason it works is because we really get our defender to believe we're going downhill and we're going to do a same foot, same hand stop. So if I'm right here, I use a go-to move where I'm in triple threat. So maybe I'm right here and I just go a reach under and I'm driving. All I do is simply stop and start on my same foot. So the ball and the same foot hit at the same time. The reason this works is so many times defenders are used to us doing kind of a typical step back where we go dribble, we take a breath, and then we take another step before we go to our side step or step back. And so what we can do is we can catch them off guard. We're sitting here, we reach under, we go and we quick stop, and then we can hop back and shoot, or you can sidestep and shoot right there where we get on balance. So it's a same foot, same hand stop. The biggest teaching point is sell the drive. Second biggest teaching point is ball and foot hit at the same time to really exaggerate that you're going downhill to get that defender to slide to cut you off, then create separation, get on balance and knock it down. The second one we need is a skip. I love the skip because I was a huge fan of Michael Jordan. He used to do it all the time where he was changing directions and really creating space. I always say the best way to kind of create space is get into the defender and then get away from the defender. And so right here, what he would do a lot of times is off the live dribble, he'd be floating, he would take off downhill, ball and foot would hit at the same time, and then he would double tap this foot. So the ball at the foot already hit, then he lifts up, skips, changes directions, and then manipulates that angle so that ultimately he can free himself up for a shot. So again, watch this. I act like I'm attacking downhill, skip on it, separate out, and go. You're gonna need a good pocket dribble so that you don't carry the ball. You don't wanna go here and turn the ball over. What you're gonna wanna do is go like this, let the ball rise, ball goes back, and then throw the ball out to space, get on balance, and knock it down. So a skip is the second one that we'll work on. The third and final one is one that a lot of people, when I originally started teaching it years back, used to call it travel, but it's called a bump off. And what you're gonna do is it's basically an inside out with a shuffle to create a little more extra separation than just a typical step back. So in this one right here, now we maybe do a crossover, we beat our defender, we're driving downhill, we see that help side defenders pull over, we need to create space, but a step back might not give us enough. So what we do is we do an inside out, ball and foot, opposite foot, hit at the same time, and then we just shuffle out to the side and let the ball float. The reason this is not a carry or a travel or whatever you want to call it for those social media refs out there is because I don't pick up the ball. So if you watch, if I went like this, I could continuously do that. But what I want to do is as long as my second hand doesn't touch the ball, I can float laterally, and now when I pick up the ball, I just get on my 1-2 and then knock down the shot. Let's check out those 3 things full speed.